Yeah, so as far as you guys can see, this place is looking like an absolute mess, like garbage. We're gonna have to fix that before we leave because that would not be super epic or fun to see a mess when I come back. Not a super fancy nice art printer that I'd love with the full range of inks and everything, but also dusty, but you're ignoring that. It does good work for what I want now, I guess. I'd love to upgrade to like one where it can have nicer paper and things like that. And more accurate colors, but still gotta fix that ink because I need to replace one of the cartridges. Yeah, and here I took all the copied pieces and started to cut them out. And I did this for quite some time during that early morning of Friday because I was so sure that I was actually going to pass them out and give it to people and it'll be cool. Yeah, and so here's the aftermath of all that cutting. A lot of loose white paper, but yeah. And honestly, they didn't turn out that bad. I actually think they look pretty cool. If it was only on nicer paper, but overall, the looks fit the actual pieces. And you'll be seeing these few art pieces several times throughout this video because I'm using them as stock footage and they are gifts for people. Around 4 a.m., my sister and I hit the road, her driving first, and during the times when we were in the city, I would drive when we were more in the open, wide desert road. And because I'm sure this video is going to be super long, I'm not going to include everything I did in this California weekend as there was things that I went to and did that have nothing to do with Transformers Con, so maybe in a future video I'll document that. And whoa! All right. So here's the room I'm with my sister actually, so it's like 2 people room, so yeah. And there's where the convention's gonna be. Oh my goodness, my phone is dirty. That is disgusting. I'm just gross. Yeah, that's where it's gonna take place. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Ooh. And let's look even more. Yep. And there we are. So we're gonna see how it turns out tomorrow. So I noticed that there was like a Hasbro office building that was kind of near the venue, like within like sort of walking distance. And so I tried to walk that distance just to see it, also just to get some air. And yeah, it was a restricted area, so they prepared. They didn't want to hear the rinovarka agenda, the Omega Supreme, the Metroplex propaganda, and that Big Boy writes rinovarka should have some more of them because they are really cool, and they prepared for that. That's why there was gated parking lots and everything. So yeah, I didn't know if that was coincidence or not, but it's interesting to note considering Transformers is Hasbro's transforming robot IP. Kinda regret not recording my walking time there just because, you know, for memories, to remember what this place actually looked like, and it seemed pretty cool, so. And quick look at those envelopes from earlier, but decorated with gold ink, white ink, Bon stickers, and washi tape, just because I like to give that, you know, hand-done kind of feel to my envelope packaging. So it was the morning of, and thus I had to get myself a little ready, you see, because while I didn't have a table to sell things, I still had stuff I wanted to give out as little freebies. Those things being my 31 days of Transformer musical chibis I made like in 2020 December. And I wanted to give them out as well as little prints of arts that I made. Probably planned to be envelope sized because my idea was to make cutesy decorated envelopes for whoever I was going to give the freebies to, hence the smaller size, but that didn't necessarily work out. But yeah, same thing with the accordion folder. Not the best way of organizing, but it was just what I had at the time. I didn't want to buy a special little organizing thing, so it was kind of clunky, but it is what it is, and that's what I used to give out little freebies. And yeah, decorated envelopes for my mutuals. And my fit for the whole convention, I was super excited to wear this. Like, while it doesn't look like it, I was like exploding on the inside. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm Metroplex. I don't have the giant knockers and the unrealistic body, standard body, but it's like, I'm him. I'm literally Metroplex. I'm wearing the sweater. It's like, I gotta do it for him. It was so hot, but I had to do it for him when thinking about when Metroplex real went round. Saturday the 12th, here we are. Super long line wrapped around the whole building, so it wasn't too long of a wait though. Like, quickly after like 5 minutes, everyone went in. It was cool. So this is the front of the convention center, which has a little courtyard area, which I sat around with some people like afterwards. And the center opens up to the artist alley, which is a lot smaller than I thought, but I recognized quite a few people. And oh man, the toy area. Wow, I didn't expect it to be as loud and packed as it was. Yeah, and there was such like a wide range of toys and toy conditions. Like, some would be mint in their main packaging, or they were like shrink wrapped like, you know, vegetables, or they were in Ziploc bags in various containers, be it on the floor or on the table. I was also surprised by like the wide range of prices. Like, you could find some things that were like $20, some to a few hundred, and even fewer that were thousands. In the same room were voice actors and official Transformers artists giving out signed prints, which is really cool for those who are into that. And I saw a few of my faves, like Emo, Earthrise, Scorponok, and Jaya Pita Bread art, but I had to restrict myself to figures I cannot regularly find online or in the wild. Or maybe at a good discounted price. Yeah, like dealers would like haggle or make deals, or even sold things at absolute steal prices. While I'm not a toy person, I started my quest for the most important boys. And that's right, Metroplex and Omega Supreme. And not gonna lie, I kind of just where's Waldo'd all the Omega Supremes and Metroplexes that I could afford, that I could find, and there was not many. As soon as I saw this Omega Supreme, I knew I had to get him. I knew it, and I did. And shout out to Bunny Robots for being a real one and trying to look for Metroplexes for me, and eventually leading to my purchase of my G1 Metroplex. If I could go back in time, I would have bought Metroplex first before any other figure or art, but instead I bought the $40 armless, kneecapless, 6-gun scamper slammerless Metroplex. And yeah, I'll talk more about him later, but now that I think of it, it was like, that's not the wisest choice, but it is what it is. He's my boy. Be quiet. To be honest, there was mostly G1 Metroplexes, but I found the him and them. I ended up getting him, okay? I'll talk about it later. And to be honest, what occurred between Saturday and Sunday, it just alternated between me going to the toy room or being spotted by a online mutual that I know and being called up to go talk in a little group circle with them, or do like some sketchbook doodles in each other's sketchbook, or just doodle in my own sketchbook, and so on and so forth. I didn't really attend a lot of panels, mainly just a few on Sunday. The one I most notably remember being the writing and animation panel. But other than that, yeah, that's all I did. Another memorable thing that I also did was I handed that Burgertron piece I did in the last video to Chris Doc Wyatt, who is the head writer of the Bot show, and I thought that was really cool to actually do that and to meet him, albeit it was pretty short. I mean, I think he had to dash away pretty quickly right after the panel that he was in, so I was like, oh, all right, cool, all right, yeah, glad you like it. And now my overall thoughts of TFCon. And so, to start out, TFCon was my first convention ever. To be honest, I did not know what to expect, as the schedule online only really came up on Friday, and the only idea of conventions I had came from furry and anime convention videos online. And in honesty, TFCon was a lot less eventful and big than I expected. As I said, the main event seemed to just be the toy room. It felt like a large majority of the attendees came solely for that. Honestly, I was surprised there's no real promotion about up-and-coming Transformers media such as BotBots, Earthspark, and the movies. Like, I'm definitely biased and then I'm hyped for BotBots, but I would think there'd be BotBots being sold, or some kind of advertising for these shows, or like even stuff that showed that the IDW comics existed like beyond action figures. But again, it is a fan-run convention, and I guess the fan-run convention just heavily caters or has people who really like certain things, that being the original cartoon of G1 with some Beast Wars and some of the Transformers animes to a lesser degree. Like, I don't know, I expected there to be a more variety of things that were sold that weren't just toys. There were some shirts, there was some charms, and there was comics too, like of the G1 Marvel comics, as well as some of the IDW and some of the others. And I found it kind of interesting that I could definitely see there's different kinds of people who are in the Transformers fandom. Like, there's definitely like the 35 or 40-year-old plus male adult man who is interested in G1 or their earlier shows or comics and love those evergreen designs and don't ever want to stray far from it. And there are like young adult teenage people who are into Transformers, who are into more of like Transformers animated, TFP, More Than Meets the Eye, Lost Light comics, who definitely have a different preference for what they look for in shows or in art, usually in regards to like shipping or just the aesthetics of it, to move away from just being full of greeble and details. And it was interesting to be able to talk to people who are of both sides and seeing that. Like, I didn't know G1ers or people who are like super strict on only Generation 1 Transformers ever. I didn't know they were real. Like, not to be mean, I didn't know that was real in real life. I only thought of it's like, oh, that's just a certain few on certain forums online. Like, no, people really like that. And it's like, I like G1. G1 is my favorite continuity, but then I was like, oh, I didn't know there really are people who are really so strict on Optimus Prime only looking like this, Bumblebee only looking like this, and it's like, okay, that, I guess that's why Hasbro always kind of sticks to those evergreen designs, because they know their long-standing audience. And I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, it was different, okay? It's different compared to my online circle of the fandom, where it's, you know, people are always like, let's move away from G1 for once. Oh, John Hasbro, come on! You know, things like that. Or at least for the Transformers fandom to take more inspiration from different series, you know, to try something new and different. Or just, you know, like playfully referring to like your favorite characters as your little babies, your sons, your little meow meows, your little baby meow, I'm gonna shake you, little baby meow, I love you. And like hitting characters with the cutesy baby manification, right? And I don't know, it was just like, okay, that's cool seeing these opinions out real life in the wild. But anyway, back to like the actual con itself before I go into like the whole, nuances of fandom and blah blah blah. And there wasn't really any other events going on. It was just the toy room, the speakers of the hour in the ballroom area. I think trading card game playing was happening somewhere tucked away in the hotel, and just people talking in the lobby or at the bar, and the small artist alley in which the convention center opens up to. Yeah, and as far as the speakers went, they mostly spoke for like an hour at most, often having to rush as another panel would have their turn come up. And yeah, there wasn't really much places to hang out other than the main hotel lobby or in the outdoor bar. And on Sunday, midway through the day, even in the morning, it felt like a majority of the attendees had long gone. I don't know if because a majority of the attendees already lived in California, so it's easy for them to just go home, or they had flights to catch, or in real life stuff happens. I get it, but it just felt like the whole venue was deserted at a certain point on Sunday. For me, the main event of TFCon was meeting other fans, be it mutuals who I've known online for a couple years now, or people who I just met then and there. And it was funny because sometimes either I would recognize them once the con was over when I see pictures online, or they would recognize me after the convention was over, and they thought about the weird robot icon character that wears the Metroplex sweater. Who could have that have been at the con? And yeah, that was kind of funny. And yeah, the last video, I kind of ended on this very kind of anxious, fearful kind of note of how the con would turn out. And so I guess let's just pick up where that left off. So yes, I still had a lot of anxiety when it came to the idea of socializing with people on my own. And I know it's not exactly smiled upon to admit one's weakness, like, hey, I'm only supposed to talk this to like close friends or fellow artists or blah 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 blah. This is my creativity, mine. I'm gonna say whatever I want. Anyway. So for Friday, which is technically the first day of the convention, which was just quote unquote opening ceremonies, or basically some of the staff say, hey, con started, and that was pretty much it, right? So on Friday, it took like an hour for me to muster up the courage to go downstairs, go to the convention center, and to get my wristband. I did all of that at 8 p.m., which was the cutoff time to get that wristband to get in on Saturday. And on Saturday itself, I went downstairs and went into the toy room, but honestly, I was kind of overwhelmed by the mass of people in the toy room. Like, I didn't get footage of it, but at that time, it was super flooded, like full of people. Like, you could barely move because there was that many people, and people haggling prices and looking in different kind of tight corner spaces, and I honestly just got overwhelmed, kind of like at some point feeling like either I was being watched or someone was like breathing down my neck in one certain area, and that probably could have just been because it was a small space. But either way, I kind of just felt really uncomfortable, and because of all the loud noises, I felt really anxious about it. And honestly, I kind of had that overdramatic feeling of feeling alone in a giant crowd, because then I was like, what? Dang, I'm just kind of here, you know what I mean? Not really know where I'm going or who I'm gonna go talk to. And then I ended up just kind of going back into my room for like an hour and just kind of wallowing, thinking like, oh, I wasted a lot of money and my sister's time and gas and this hotel room. It's like, man, I'm such a waste of space. I'm here and there and blah 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 blah, the whole 9 yards of self-deprecation, I'm not gonna lie, and that's how I felt about it. It's like, this was like a mistake. It's a mistake. I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't have done this. Like, I knew I wasn't ready for something like this. This is too much. I'm a mistake. This, that, and the other. Okay. Yeah, I just felt kind of alone and kind of just doodled in my sketchbook until one of my mutuals DM'd me saying that they were just downstairs in the lobby area just chilling, and then I joined them eventually. And yeah, that kind of happened quite a bit, honestly. Yeah, it was usually not me engaging in people to join their social circle. It was like someone saying, "Hey, Reno, oh, hi, here," or something like that, you know. Or eventually it kind of worked up to when somebody acknowledged me, I would just approach, because I don't have to be a social vampire. I could just, you know, approach people, you know. It's like, yeah, it just, social anxiety is a whole thing, and I don't know, I don't want to spend this whole video talking about it, but yeah, I felt like it was a big milestone for me, and it made all the difference just when people would just like call me over or just say, you know, nice things. And yeah, I was either talking with other fan artists, and just, I don't know, I just felt really cool to be able to chill with people who just had a common interest, and that we could just be vibing in the same space, be it sketching or talking or just sitting in silence. It was pretty neat to just meet some of the people who are part of this whole fandom, and even people who are part of the franchise that I love. And so about that, I admit I did not talk to a lot of the official Transformer people, like people who actually worked on the franchise, that much, because, okay, so you know how people just generally clan up in the presence of celebrities or like well-known people. Okay, so I already clam up in the presence of people in general, and I don't know, I mean, I know we're all people, we're all equals here, okay? We're all people who just like Hasbro transforming robot IP, right? But it's just my mind just went totally blank, and I didn't know what to say a lot of the time, and thus I just didn't do it. And I know that just me working on like initiating conversations, like, oh hey, you know, it's okay to just try it out, and if something doesn't go right, like if they're not interested, that's okay. I'm just a little speck here next to a little mountain, you know. Yeah, I'm rambling, okay. And it was like, if they were like working on like on-site convention commissions or on their phone, or kind of just generally looking kind of like bored, I just felt like in my mind I was like, okay, I don't want to bother them, they seem really busy, they're taking a break, I don't want to like ruin their break, you know, so I'm just gonna not say anything. I'll flip through this whole portfolio book or ink line art that they're selling, but I'm gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna stand here and mind myself, I guess. And I was just, oh man, and like I just felt like if somebody just acknowledged me, I was gonna like mentally implode and like, you know what I'm saying. And that happened 2 times. It was like what I said earlier. I gave the little piece to Chris Talk Wyatt, and I was like, oh man. I was like, wow, just because he was saying like, you know, oh, is this what I think it is? Then he saw the piece and he recognized it from social media because I posted it on Twitter because I love my burger son. I'm spreading the burger boy agenda, the bot propaganda. Yes, that is me. And he was saying like, oh, he was like super hyped when he saw it, and that he showed it to people, and that he was gonna ask if he could get the piece from me at some point, but since I'm here, he didn't have to ask since I'm giving it to him. And then I was like, oh wow, that's so cool, like to see someone's reaction to my art. It's like, wow, like, okay, like online people react to my art, but like seeing it in real life, it's like of a piece that I made specifically for them, or at least for a certain topic. It's like, wow, what I do actually matters to some degree. I'm like, that's how I felt about it. It was so exciting to see that. And I also talked to Fried Miller or TG Ping, who I honestly just remembered as Beast Wars watercolor guy. And I was like, oh, he's so nice. And it's like, wow, I have potential. I'm an equal. I'm a person who does art. I'm not lesser than someone else. And I know it sounds really dumb, but it's just, I don't know. I kind of think in my head sometimes like, oh, there's like a hierarchy of people who are like this and like this and like that. And I'm like in the bottom tier. I'm like Garbo tier. But I don't know. It's just being able to see like different art, because like in my normal everyday life I don't really talk to other artists. I don't know any other artists in real life, you know. We're into what I'm into, and it's just being able to see that I'm just not like a couple of pixels on the screen or a bit of sound bites in someone's earplug or something like that. It's just like, I'm a person, I'm here, I'm talking to other people who are also listening to what I have to say, what I have to do. And that was really neat. And like in general, too long, didn't listen, too cringe, I'm leaving. To just summarize it all, the main thing for TFCon, I think it's worth it, despite the fact that I will not be financially covering anytime soon. It was the people who really made the difference for me and really made me feel like, yeah, everything's all good, I'm okay. I'm a person and I can be here. And honestly, I give many thanks to just everyone who I've met, be it for a few seconds or a few minutes or a few hours. It made a lot of difference for me, in case like what I literally just rambled about didn't prove that point. But yeah, just everyone who I met at TFCon, just thank you for allowing me to be in that moment of time, just speaking with you and chilling and stuff, you know? And I definitely look forward to doing it again. Probably not going to be able to go to TFCon Chicago, as some people have been urging me. No, I don't have money just sitting around, and as far as my financial situation goes, no, I really don't just have money sitting around. I have money flying out of my bank account, if that helps, but maybe if there's another Transformers convention in LA next year, I'd totally do that. I don't know, I'm probably not financially ready for going on a plane and going to different states that far away. I have never been on a plane before, and that would be cool. It'd also be cool to table, but I'd actually have to need to make more fan art stuff. I think I will be doing that. Transformers Con has made me think of a lot of Transformers fan art ideas, which you will be seeing from me. And I'm really excited about them, but it's like, wow, I have a lot on my plate. And art takes me a hot while to make. It's usually like at least 5 hours. So I'm like, oh man, I wish I was a fast artist. Ugh. But in due time, of course, in due time. And enough of sentimental cringe, let's get to talking about my TFCon LA toy and art haul. And alright, let's go through the haul I got from TFCon, right? So first things up are the action figure stuff. Because why not? Everyone likes action figures, I guess. Alright, so first things up is Arson, who is, I think he was an exclusive figure to the con. Basically a fire truck and a headmaster too, I guess. Sorry, I'm not really a toy person. I don't really know the appropriate terms for things. And low-key, I kind of got him just because as like a souvenir type thing. Like I said, I'm not really a big toy person, so it's not like I was dying to have him. Nor do I know any specs about toys. Extremely pricey though, if you ask me, but not sure if I'm gonna want to open him, because I don't know, I'm kind of lazy when it comes to opening toys. I just like seeing them in the box, but maybe I will. Maybe I'll cut this off and insert me unboxing him here. Alright, third things up, Metroplex, and this one specifically is the G1 figure of Metroplex, the one that my sweater is based off of. And I'm pretty sure I probably got him off at a rip-off price. I think it was like $40, and don't think he's from 1980s. Like on the back it says that 1980 something on it. Not sure if that's like, this is just like one of those encore figures that's a reprint. But Yeah, I got him because I didn't have enough money to buy the full vintage set of Metroplex, which tended to be around the 200s range at the con. So I saw someone selling him for like 40 bucks, right? So I was like, okay, I'll just buy him. And I don't know. Works like that, and this excellent feature of this. That's really awesome. I kept pressing his head the whole time. And like I said, I don't really transfer my figures. So it's like, I don't know how well he looks like in the battle station form, because I think he is missing parts like his kneecaps, his hands, right? And I don't know, it's kind of like a situation of this Metroplex, and I'll probably put up a picture up here, or a little clip I had. Basically, this is a Transformers Generation Titan class Metroplex, or basically the form of Metroplex that appears in the Fall of Cybertron games. Like, he's really dusty, also missing his hand, a kneecap, and his weapons as well. But he works. Or he was the other day. I don't know, maybe he needs batteries or something. But anyway. Yeah, he probably needs batteries. Anyway. But I think he's more of a fixer-upper because I just need to get like replacement hands probably, and the replacement for the kneecap, and I think he's all good. Because I swear he was speaking the other day. So I think batteries. I don't know if he uses batteries. But kind of like with this Metroplex. Definitely busted up. This one's probably treated a lot meaner just because he was stuck under a table, and he's kind of grimy. I'm not gonna lie. He's kind of dirty. He's kind of dirty guy. But I think he'll be a fixer-upper project in which I'll get those those parts replaced and him all cleaned up. Get him some batteries if that is what he uses. I think. I don't know. Anyway. But as cheesy as this is, I kind of have like a sentimentality towards these now, even though they're both like incomplete and broken. And because my brain is super massive and huge, I've thought of a very sentimental, very cheesy, very feelsy, touchy stories about them as to why they are broken and such, and that will be revealed in due time when I get around to making those art stuff. Yeah, and this is G1 Eject, and I got him because I like Eject. I like the football boy. I call him the football boy even though he just not main character, and it's not like his whole premise is centered on just like literally football. But got him for this reason. This is it, boys. They're canon. Let's eject agenda. The football boys. Blitzwing only mentions football in that one G1 episode. And I think it's like a military tactic. And eject, I think he's just like in one comic and is seen like watching football. But yeah, now they're friends. I talked to John Hasbro. He said it's canon. So they are friends. I had them sitting right earlier. Now I can't get it. But yeah, they're friends now. It's canon. John Hasbro made it canon. He said rinovarka can have some rights. So yeah. Okay, so back to Metroplex. I guess if you have batteries, you would unscrew this, but I don't have a screwdriver with me, so you're just gonna have to trust me that he probably says really cool words. Yeah. Oh, he lights up. I didn't know that. But he like says those lines that he says in Fall of Cybertron, like Metroplex heeds the call of the last prime, or something Decepticon obliteration. You know, like edgy, cringy king things like that. You know what I mean? Like calm down, king. Anyway, yeah, I'm honestly, it's so weird because even though Metroplex is like my favorite character, I definitely skipped out on buying like expensive things of Metroplex. I mean, in honesty, the only really thing of Metroplex action figures there was in there was like this G1 figure, but as a complete vintage set. I just straight up didn't have enough money for that. So it was like, oh well. It's like, I don't know. Like I said, even though these are broken, probably toys that are used for scrap, I still honestly have some value to them, like sentimental value now. And I will definitely want to buy a more complete version of this Metroplex. And if I can't fix up this one, maybe a complete version of this one, but I'm not exactly dying to, because like, look at him, he's like a like a legit child. Like, what is this? I think that'd be fine if I just get some replacement hands, because I'm not really big on playing with figures or posing them. As long as he's Metroplex, that's good enough for me, you know. I don't care that he's missing stickers here and there. He's my Metroplex. They're my first Metroplexes, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, he just needs some hands, and honestly, I'm pretty good with that, because he still has pretty good articulation, all things considered. Like, and considering I think his figure goes for at least $500 now, so it's whatever. I'm pretty good with him. He just needs some hands. And to cover up his boobage, like, sure, you're out here with your boob out. But yeah, okay, so let's go move on to that. Okay, alright. So this is, I guess, a Omega Supreme Encore figure, meaning it's not exactly one of the original sets of this toy that was released during the 1980s, but it's like probably like a later released line. I might put some correctional information on the screen here, maybe. But I saw many of these around the convention. And basic idea is that Metroplex himself in G1 turns into like a space shuttle, right? And he also has these little tracks that go around him too. And a little drone, I don't know, whatever, okay, that goes around it. And this figure actually does all of that. So you have this complete Omega Supreme figure that breaks down to this, but this motorized thing, sorry, I don't know the word for it, that goes around, and it's super cool. I'll input in the clip that I saw here. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't really feel like taking him out of the box right now. I'm fine with him just staying in the box. It's not like it's mint condition or whatever, I don't feel like it at the moment. So maybe I'll take him out. Maybe I'll take him out for this video, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just leave him there. But he's actually a complete set. Yeah, I bargained him down to like, I think 120 for this one. Oh yeah, I got him for 40. Got him for 70, which is pretty still expensive considering that they left him underneath a table by a trash can. But whatever, you know, whatever. But yeah, got him down to 120, even though a lot of places are like selling him for like what, 300, 250. Anyway, but I was so hyped because he looks super cool, or at least from what I saw at the con. Because I don't feel like opening it. I think it looks very aesthetic as is. And then what? Of course, I wanted to buy other figures as well at the con, but money. Okay, because I didn't expect to spend that much. I had a budget and I went over it. So those are the boys that I got at the con. And now let's go over the art. And as a caveat, and yeah, those are the boys, the faction figure boys. So let's go over the art. So I figured first things first, before I talk about the art, I'll talk about what's going to be in the background of this haul. Basically this mega commission print. I mean, I'm going to talk about it later, but don't judge me. I don't know how to use a ruler. I don't know how to tell something straight. So I tried my best, okay? Leave me alone. It's a big piece of print, all right? I just want to look cool. Just put it in there. Be quiet. Shh. Okay, and alright, now I'm gonna go work my way through talking about the art stuff I got. Be it stuff that I bought, or stuff that was given out to me as a freebie, as a trade, or as a gift. And before I go on about that, disclaimer, the views that the artists have or what they post online does not necessarily reflect on things that I like or believe in. I just say that as a caveat because, I don't know, sometimes people assume that when someone mentions someone does an art they like, that they've done all the utmost research of this person ever, but no, I kind of just got art based on, hey, it looked cool, and I did not keep track of people's social media presence that much, and it could change by the time this video comes out. So, just wanted to let y'all know that, and let's get into it, starting with things that I bought. And of course, first things first, this huge, massive, like my hand comparison, disposer. Yeah, it's pretty huge. This mega print by Glove Studios. That's the Twitter handle. I guess I should say names first, right? Of Andrew Griffith of this mega print. And if I remember correctly, this was a commission that took a few years' time. It has like, I think 100-ish characters on here. And yeah, I mean, like, there's so much to look at in here. Of course, that's the pimple way. And that's has all these characters. I think I could name most of them, but I don't feel like it. But I probably could if I wanted to. And there's the handsome Unicron, not like the really crusty G1 version of Unicron. TFCon. I don't know, should I try to name all of them? Okay. Let me see if I could go. Okay, alright, let's see how many I could name and keep track of. So, okay. That's Astrotrain, that's that's Scorponok. Then that's Tesserus, Helix. No, oops, Tesserus, Kaon, Helix, Vaz, Tarn, Thundercracker, Sunstorm, Bruticus, Overlord, Predaking. I don't know, in Knockout, Six Gun, Octane, Black Arachnia, Shockwave, Impactor. No, probably not. Yeah, I can't. I don't know if that's one of the cassettes or not. No idea. Needle Nose, Cliff Jumper. I always get the Dinobots that aren't Grimlock and Swoop mixed up. So Snarl, Grimlock. Well, one of these has to be a Slug. I don't remember. Swoop. Sorry, I'm a fake fan. I don't know. RC, Ultra Magnus, Roadbuster. No idea. No, that's Impactors. I don't know who that other guy was. No idea. Fort Max, Sandstorm, Blaster, Eject. No Rewind. Chrome Dome, Eject, Steeljaw. Oh man, I don't know her name. I forgot. Aileron, something like that. Ramhorn, I think. One of Blaster's cassettes. Can't see, too tiny. Perceptor, no idea. Jazz, Jetfire, Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, Hot Rod. No, let's go. Rodimus, or whatever. Windblade, Omega Supreme, Ratchet, Ironhide, Wheeljack, Trax. Ugh. Okay, I gotta get closer somehow. There's a table in between us. Don't remember. Whirl, Beachcomber. Said Trax already. Metroplex, of course. Mort. Beachcomber, Power Glide, Skids, Primus. Forgot. I don't know the little. Scorch. The triangle guy. Probably. I know the name Scrounge. But the Strat Trap. No idea. Too tiny. I'm probably thinking Blur, Mirage, Cliff Jumper. No, not Cliff Jumper. Intro. Okay. I'm probably gonna cringe when I look at this later. I didn't realize who I said wrong. That's Superior? No, that's not Superior. That's that big nerd guy, Computron. I said Mirage already. Oh, I don't know who's up there. Can't see it. Like I said, there's literally like a table between me right now. And then there's Space Mango Cosmos, and then Skylinks, RC, already said her. Springer, Superion. Oh man. Think Redgar, Hound, Sharkticon, Trailblazer, Sunstreaker, Load. Okay, there we go. Oh, my arm's hurting. Okay. Fort Max, not the Titan version. Mega Supreme, of course, my baby boy. Said Liberty. Okay, let's go back to the Decepticon side. Okay, that's Sharkticon. That's just a Sharkticon. That's Metasaur. That's Breakdown. That's the 3 Reflectors. That's Galvatron. That's the Monster Bots. I forgot the name of it. Not King Poseidon. Something else. Whatever. This tiny guy's too tiny for me to see. That purple ship is the is that the ship they use in Beast vs. the Predacons? I don't know. I could be wrong. Someone could be cringing right now. Cyclonus. The sweeps. One of the sweeps. Terpticon. TFP Predaking. Ramjet. One of those cone heads. Not Dirge. Thrust. One of these is Dirge, one of these is Thrust. Some of these Hexticons, it's Kickback. Don't remember. One of the cone heads, Lockdown. Frenzy. Don't know. Soundwave, Megatron. Ravage. Fun fact, when I was still getting into Transformers, I thought Ravage's name was Prowl. Like, I'd mix them up because Prowl seems like a cat name. In my head, anyway. I think I went through all of them and what I would think I'd be right with. I could be wrong, honestly. It's like, these are just one of those things that you keep looking at it. Oh yeah, Laserbeak. See? Just one of those things that if I look at it hard enough, I'll see more new things. It's just very, very epic. And I probably really like a black and white version to go over here because I think they'd be really epic to compare each other's sides to. So yeah, super cool. No words, honestly. This would be like such I don't know, it's just a good piece. Okay, just really awesome. Can't imagine the effort it took to do this, to just ink, to plan it out, to ink it, to color it, all of that, and put it together. Yeah, yeah. And all right, let's get through the stuff I bought. All right, so just going whatever's on top of this pile. So first thing up is a variety of things from Plushy Sheep, who I know of for the really cutesy pastel-y kind of kawaii aesthetic things. So this is I think their object head OC. Not sure if it's a sonar or not. Not gonna lie, I just thought it was super cute, and I love object heads. Anything that's like a robot or anything kind of mechanical thing. And I have a lanyard by them, so super cute. Put that there. Other stuff from that same artist. Jeez. Anyway, this Optimus Prime charm, this dessert theme. I love certain aesthetics, like things I love are robots, florals, plants, and food art as well. So I thought this was super cute of OP, who's G1 OP, who's like my dad or whatever. And Soundwave, he's making you listen to his mixtape. Cute little vinyl sticker. And these two cute memo pads, both having a holographic kind of cover to them. This one being, yeah, of Soundwave, Frenzy, Rumble, and Ravage. Super cute. Definitely will be using these. Oh, beautiful. And All Hail Starscream memo pad with Skywarp, Thundercracker, and Starscream. Super cute. Like, I love these colors. Like, these kind of like vector-ish looking art. Like, I don't know how do you do it, but it's such a good aesthetic. Love it. And now we got these First Aid and Rosanna pins by Creepy Steeples. Yeah, Creepy Steeples. Sorry, I'm looking at my computer to look at the names at the same time, but my computer's like behind me. They're like really cute cat badges, you would call them. First Aid being very cute. It's like, I know in More Than Meets the Eye and Lost Light, he's a bit more tough kind of character, nurse. I don't know, I didn't read the comics. I just know him from G1, and all I know is that when a character has a visor and a mask, it gives him the baby man look, and I'm like, it makes him look like a little cute baby man. Doesn't matter how many worm carriers they make. So yeah, and then Rosanna, or Flip Sides. I think this is, yeah, the TFA style. Don't know her story in TFA, but I just always thought she's a cute character. Everybody saw her in Kiss Players and said, let me help you escape from that hot mess. And then here's like a little sketch mission from Min Young Draws, as shown here. Of course, who I'm gonna ask for, of course, Metroplex. Like, he's been baby manified. I love it when I take a 1,000-foot tall robot built for war and make him into a baby man, right? And this cute sketch of Omega Supreme, or I guess Football Supreme by Voyahora. And I definitely would love to take this sketch and turn it into a illustration of my own. Of course, I'd give credit for the original idea, but I just think this is super cute and very vibes. It's like very chill face and everything. This was like a commission to draw characters from memory. And yeah, honestly, this is Omega Supreme broken down to his bare essentials. I don't know where the football came from, but I will be stealing it. I will be using it. I will be grabbing. I will be hitting it with the rinovarka baby manify ray real hard. So yeah. And this this double-sided charm of Verticus and the Combaticons. I love charms. I don't really have a place to put them though, but I think the idea of this was so cute. Yeah. Wow. Okay, wow. Okay, anyway. Sorry, I'm 5, I guess. And this Perceptor sticker by Nalia Kitsune. And yeah, finally we get to the big print stuff. This print of Metroplex and Triptychon by Josh Perez, or otherwise known as Daimuch. This is like, I think, the first art I've seen of them together. Not my first time of seeing Metroplex, but of these two together. And I'd always like used to stare at this like all the time because I thought it was so cool, because the sense of scale, like they're super huge, super giant, like my son, anyway. Like I also love Triptychon too, don't get me wrong. It's just Metroplex, and he's drawn with the yellow, whatever you call these things. It's my favorite kind of Metroplex, you know, the one based off his G1 action figure. I don't know, the yellows are just whatever. Okay, I'm rambling. But yeah, just a sense of scale, and I think it's really cool to see a lot of these art prints like printed out, because I feel like a lot of time I kind of assume that the way all artists draw Transformers is very refined and very clean, very methodically thought lines. And it's not to say that there isn't some technicalities taking place here, but it's kind of like you see not every single line is super clean cut or the same line weight. No, like there's some breakings here. There's some kind of obvious changes in the line qualities, and I think, sorry, got out of you. And I think it's really neat and cool. And yeah, I love it when Transformers have scale, and I love it when the giant characters are actually shown to be giant, not like just 60 feet or 50 feet or whatever. I just like the absurdly big, and especially for Metroplex, like I want him to be the size of a city, or at least taller than city buildings. Okay, so before I start going nuts over Metroplex, let's put it down. That's good. Yeah. And this Soundwave print, that's a very synthwave, very holographic, very vibes. I love the colors in here and everything. I am blanking out on who did this, so I'll probably edit in the name here or whatever, or in the description, because I don't remember who made this. I'm sorry, like I remember what the table looked like, but I don't remember the name. But yeah, look at this, whoa. Like, I don't know, holographic is so cute, so cool. With certain colors, like the colors really work well. This, I don't know if it's vaporwave or synthwave. I'm sorry, I mixed them. I know I'm a fake fan, but I don't know, just it's very gorgeous. Can't wait to put it up on my wall. Then you got several prints by TG Ping or Ryan Miller, basically the Beast Wars watercolor guy. That's always how I thought of him for most part. And yeah, okay, so here are like kind of the details of it. And like I said earlier, it's kind of like I always assume things are super refined and like people tend to draw Transformers one kind of way, but as you can see, this is actually done with watercolor. I think he's saying Gansai watercolors, I don't remember, but I just know he uses Artist paper, which is the same kind of paper I use. He has like watercolor, pencil, and paper. And this print, I thought it's funny because if I remember, I was talking to him and he was saying like this was a commission that somebody asked for, and I don't know, I thought it's funny because like we just have Skyfire here sitting with sunglasses just chilling, and then we got Why am I blanking out? No. If I'm a fake fan, I'm gonna get eliminated by the Beast Wars stands. Dinobot? Yeah, I think that's him. Just right here too, with depth charge, and I have no idea who this is. They're just chilling. And I think it's so specific, and I think that's really, I love really specific commission things people have. I don't know, it had a lot of personality and character, so I just said I had to buy it. Had to. 100%. And of course, for what a Ryan Miller, at least to me, is known for, is like Beast Wars stuff, like straight up. I think these are like partner pieces of the Maximals. Like, look at this, guys. Like, this is gorgeous. It's like there's attention to detail, but also like I feel like a knowledge of like when not to have too much detail, like not to focus too much on like having super refined, clean work. Like, oh yeah. Like I love seeing the rough textures of the pencils and the watercolor. Like it's not, at least for me, it's not something that's easily visible when I look at something just on the computer. But when printed form, I see it a lot better. And this one of the TFCons. And oh yeah, I forgot to note, like this compared to all the other prints is done on like matte paper, which I feel like is the best kind of paper for watercolor, because I feel like shiny, glossy, reflective stuff doesn't do the colors any favors, while glossy paper tends to bring out colors. In the case of watercolor, it kind of interferes with the actual look of how watercolor looks like. So yeah, I think that's the last of the stuff I bought from people, which is super epic. And now that I got to talking to y'all about them, I can now hang these or put them wherever they're gonna be. And so with that, let's get on to the, and here we are. We got ourselves a fat stack here. Actually, it only looks like a fat stack just because I have my big fat sketchbook under here. But yeah, let's look at all the freebies, trades, and gifts that I got, I guess, right? Alright, so let's try to organize it so multiple things and multiple people go all together at once. Okay, so first, this is a sketchbook given to me by Tarnished Peony Lapushka. Sorry, I'm not gonna remember people's first names, or at least the name they go by, just remember cat names. I have this like little sketchbook that's so cute that they gave to me, like, well, ask me to pay for it or whatever, because I didn't have my sketchbook at the time when we were just doing like a sketch draw, when we were just hanging out with other artist people. And yeah, I didn't really draw too much in here yet. I'll probably use this for like on the go. But yeah, I drew my baby boy Mega Supreme and Cosmos, like very wholesome, as you can see, very wholesome Space Mango. And Metroplex, because he's my baby boy and I love centaurs, and he's just very yes. And I think it came with a thread that one can use to make designs on the front, but I don't know, I'm kind of too lazy to do things like that, so maybe not. And got this little sketch doodle of Metroplex. I didn't have my big giant fat sketchbook at the time, so oh yeah, this is my Cat Biscuit. And Metroplex is my baby boy, and I 10 out of 10, not 10 out of 10, like most of the time I always ask for Metroplex if someone asks for like a request or trade or whatever, and it's Transformers related. Even though I have my own original characters, just I love seeing the boy, because no one else will ask but me, so I must do it for him. And well, print that was just given to me. I forgot who. I'll probably put the name here. I heard of this series before, of Transformers Reanimated. It's like a fan comic, I think related to G1, or like what happened after G1 or during it. Not sure, to be honest with you, but yeah, I think it's really cool. All I know about this is that Casey Collier did a cover for this, Red Alert, but yeah, I can't really say too much about it because I haven't read it. But yeah, I think that print's super cool. Like, it honestly looks really official to me, so yeah. And this piece of Shockwave given by Shape of Metal, who I think made like, like 50 or so of these and was just giving out to people during the con. So I got this one of Shockwave and I made you look. Yeah, and got these cute things by, wait, let me pull it up. Star Screamin' or Eric Cappuccino. This is a blaster. This is of Chrome Dome and Rewind. And this is of Soundwave and his cassette kids. Well, kids. Some people see them as kids. I personally don't see them as kids, but a lot of people like to draw them that way. And most importantly, my boy. It's Metroplex. Baby Manified with Space Mango Cosmos. Yeah, Space Mango is just a nickname I give to Cosmos. So he's just with Cosmos. Is also a favorite character of mine. And it's just chilling and it's so cute and it gives me rainbows inside because I love it's just Metroplex, okay guys? And plus the super cute style and Eric Cappuccino style is actually, I think, the main style that kind of inspired me to try to draw Transformers like way years ago, whatever. But yeah, to gold hour mutuals and stuff. Yeah, I think, yeah, this one was given as a gift to me. And I'm like, oh my goodness, you know me. But to be honest, I don't make it hard. If you follow me or whatever, you're gonna know who my favorite character is. Even though I don't draw him, it's Metroplex, okay guys? It's all Metroplex, good Metroplex. And, let's move that out of the way. Oh no. Yeah. And another thing by T.G. Miller or not Ryan Miller or T.G. Ping of this print of Nyx, who is a character from the new Beast Wars comics. Yeah, Beast Wars comics. That was given out as a trade. They traded some of my watercolor stickers, and yeah, I think that was really cool. Yeah, I think he's a really cool guy. He's really nice. And we talked for a while, like a really long while. So, yeah. There's Nyx, and here are some pieces by let me look. No, I'm Geo Biobot. Like prints of USPS OC Dispatch, when that was like a thing going on, when the USPS was like in the news about certain something I forgot a few years ago. Oh, this character has a very, I don't know if I can show on my phone, but it's a very cool like metallic shine to it. And this print of Hound just chilling. I don't know, I love Hound because he's just in love with Earth and whatever, if I'm correct, that he just wants to just be able to explore and live in peace in nature and whatever. And I love the themes of robots in nature and nature together, so I really love this as well. And this sketch of doodle of Metroplex being a meow meow. Like, I didn't ask for him to be a meow meow, but I love for it on Instagram. And of course, I'm gonna call him my little meow meow. I say to the 1,000-foot tall robot that was built for war. He's my little meow meow. Hit him with the babyfication ray. He's my son now. Cringe cry cope if you don't like that, I guess. And let's open up. Okay, okay, nobody here knows. You have a sketchbook, yes. It is the infamous, oh, I don't know if it's infamous, whatever, but it is the 600-pager sketchbook. It was a trend on YouTube to use this as a 30-day drawing challenge, so like finish this whole sketchbook in under 31 or so days. I mean, carpal tunnel challenge, you know how it is. And I don't use this sketchbook for that purpose. I just use it because I think it's really cool to draw in a sketchbook. That's 600 pages. Like, it gives me like, so much inspo and leeway for drawing. I don't know, it really inspires me actually. It feels like, well, I'm a maker of stories. Wow. I will probably go over it sometime soon. You know how it is. Anyway, back to on topic. Where is it? Oh yeah, brain damage sketches from Ayaton that I drew of Scorponok. Earthrise Scorponok, who's my little baby man, who's my big emo son. Like, and him with Burgertron, because it was like 11 p.m. and we're still downstairs one of those days, and I was not really awake, and I drew him, Burgertron. They're friends. I talked to John Hasbro. He said Rinovarka can have some more human rights, so Burgertron, Bot, and Scorponok are friends now. You will be seeing art of them. Cringe cry cope if you don't like that. Anyway, so forgot also Eric Cappuccino drew in my sketchbook of Scorponok because that's who I was drawing at the time. And yeah, he's my little baby man, my little emo boy. In case you don't know, this is my favorite version of Scorponok right now is Earthrise, and while Earthrise is a show, he has a story of Scorponok being like this big, giant, usually Titan-ish, or at least Guardian-sized character with little claws, hands. And in this story, he was, or at least Earthrise, he was used as basically Scorponok as a species. He's the last of his species, and now he's angry. And that's why he's my little meow. But the version that Eric drew was, I think, that version that was drawn during Lost Light. Don't know much about Lost Light Scorponok, but all Scorponok, good Scorponok. You know, I was totally buy a figure of any Scorponok. Okay, and this piece was, this page, should I say, was done by Bunny Robots, who also drew, he drew Metroplex, drew sunflowers because I love sunflowers, little baby man, and Gilbert Geller, who is basically my persona. He's like a mad scientist giraffe man who has a little bit of dragon DNA. Too much to go into here. I'll probably go way more into it during my sketchbook tour eventually. But yeah, he's my little stinky, scrunkly, scrumbolo bimbolo persona. But also, what Bunny Robots drew is this little Verodimus piece with sunflowers because I love sunflowers. This little Sky Star sticker. It's also hollow, which is super cool. I have one of these already, but I'm not gonna say no to another, right? And this little print of Starscream and his trine mate Skywarp and Thundercracker just chilling, because sometimes you don't want to see giant war robots chilling. And I think that's coming to the last of this trade stuff. Almost done. And there's also this pin of Beachcomber. I don't remember who was giving these out. I know someone who's also doing like other pins from other franchises, like He-Man or whatever, but he came up to our table and was giving it. I forgot his name, I'm sorry. So, you know who this person is, let me know. But yeah, this little Beachcomber, because sometimes you get tired of being pacifist, and sometimes you just had enough. You just want to go ape. And these stickers by Gogo Andy Robo of USPS OC. I forgot if their name is also Patches. I forgot, sorry. And of Columbo, which is basically this crossover about this old-timey. I don't really know what Columbo is. I just know I've been seeing memes lately, and Columbo, it's a pun, I get it. Don't know who the character is though, but he's been doing like a series of this character crossover thing, so that's pretty cool, I guess. And lastly, we got this print by Thomas Deere by Teo Wisante. I'm probably saying his username really wrong, but it says here Thomas Deere, so I'm gonna read that. And Cybertron, Thomas Deere being like one of the official Transformers artists, right? And actually, I was leaving the hotel during this time, but he was walking by and asked if I wanted a print, and I was like, sure. And then there were several, but I don't know, it's this one that caught my eye because Cybertron, because I'm 5 years old and I saw a lot of details, and I was like, ooh, I want that one. So like, it wasn't just characters posing, which is cool, but this actually stands out to me because it's not just characters posing, it's like a map of sorts, right? So I got it of, I think, G1. Yeah, this is how Cybertron looks like in G1. Yeah, so yeah, and I think that's all I got for trades, and it's super cool, and honestly I really appreciate the people who gave me these stuff, be it whether I hang out with them for a few seconds, minutes, or hours. Super awesome stuff. So yeah. And that was my TFCon LA 2022 experience. So let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe even, or even look at my social medias for more. And that's all for now. See ya!